There we go, Blue Jay fans. That's exactly what we were looking for. Blue Jays win 7-5 over the Minnesota Twins and start their 8-game road trip off on the right note. Great job by the boys. As much as it got a little too close for comfort there at the end, win or lose, win by 8 runs, win by 1 run. It doesn't matter. It's a win. That's what matters in the long run. And first off, you open up this like I said, you open up the 8-game road trip on the high note. You open up this 3-game set with the Twins off on a high note. And the Blue Jays have now won 2 straight games. Now, the Blue Jays, Aaron Sanchez on the mound versus Lance Lynn. And Lance Lynn, since going to the Minnesota Twins, obviously St. Louis last year, coming into Minnesota late in the spring this year, he is at an awful start to the year, coming into the game with over a 7 ERA. He gets lit up tonight, can't throw a strike, and when he does, it's a meatball. Let's go to the top of the second inning with a couple guys on base. Solarte at third. Lourdes Gurriel crushes one, a dribbler down the line. Yeah, and it stays fair. Catcher doesn't decide to play it. Solarte passes him, touches home plate. Gurriel's safe at first, and Jay's got the 1-0 lead. Okay, we'll take that. Bases loaded once again. Curtis Granderson up, and he has a great at-bat. Gets to a full count and walks. The bases loaded. So the Blue Jays so far in this inning have scored on a greasy 5-foot hit down the line that stays fair and a walk on a bases loaded walk. Let's go to the 4th inning. Curtis Granderson on third base. Well, pass ball. He comes in to score. Yeah, those are how your first 3 Blue Jay runs come across the score. And man, that is not a good thing for Minnesota Twin fans. That is a rough time. And overall today, Minnesota just did not play good defense. They weren't getting the good pitching, especially the starting pitching. And really, the bats kept them in there, but the pitching and defense just was not good enough. Later in that inning, Granderson, then Teoscar Hernandez gets the third base on the wild pitch. And then Solarte gets out, obviously. And then Justin Smoke comes up. And he hasn't hit a lot of home runs this year, guys. He only had 3 coming into the game, and 2 happened in that Yankees series, I think it was, to start off the season. So he's been kind of on a slow spell, hitting his lefty spot. They say his power is his righty, but I don't know what it is. But him swinging a lefty bat and hitting a jack that way is just beautiful. You know why? Smoke bomb! He goes deep, gets an inside pitch from Lance Lynn, and just turns on it, barrels it up, and rips it into the seats, just first row, but it doesn't matter. It leaves the yard. And the Blue Jays just piling it on. It's 5-0, and we're in the 4th inning. This is great. Bottom of the 4th, RBI ground out for Logan Morrison, making it a 5-1 game. But in the next half inning, Russ Martin. Now, his batting average is pretty low, but what does John Gibbons do on this play? Gives him a 3-0 green light. He gives it to all his veteran hitters, gives him the 3-0 green light, and Russ does not disappoint. He gets a meatball and drills it into the second deck. And the Blue Jays get that one right back, and it's a 6-1 Jays lead. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Eduardo Escobar hits a 2-run shot. It's a 6-3 game, but it's okay. I have faith in my team. Bottom of the 6th. Garver with an RBI ground out, and it is a 6-4 game. We're like, okay, this is getting a little too close for comfort. Bottom 7, Aaron Loop gives up a greasy hit to Joe Mauer. Good piece of hitting on his part, but good pitch by Loop, but just a tough thing there, and he gets charged with a run as well. So tough thing for Aaron Loop on that one. Because Kepler doubles and Joe Mauer goes first to home, it's a 6-5 game. That double was against Danny Barnes. Luke got pulled after that one hit. I think he got one out as well, but he got pulled, and then Danny Barnes gives up that hit and gets in a little bit of trouble, but gets out of it. Then you go to the top of the 9th, Justin Smoke leading it off with a double, but again, the defense not paying dividends to the Minnesota Twins. A fly ball from Justin Smoke, well hit. It's up near the warning track, but it just hits off his glove. It's a catchable ball. That shouldn't be happening. And it goes off his glove. Justin Smoke gets into second with a double. We're like, okay, leadoff double in the 9th. Let's get some insurance runs. Next batter, you got Solarte. And actually, no, by the way, I'm going to go back here to the Justin Smoke home run. You know what? There was no Solarte in the mix there. I said that he got out in the process. He hits after Smokey because in the ninth, Solarte knocks in Justin Smoke with the RBI single to center field, giving us a nice little 2-run cushion there heading into the bottom of the ninth. Roberto Osuna gives up a couple hits, second and third, 2 out, but don't you worry, gets him to be out. I mean, you fly ball to Kevin Pillar to end the ball game. We can breathe, and we got a victory. So, I mean, the Blue Jays, they get the run support. Smokey goes 1 for 5 with obviously the 2-run shot, and he comes home to score twice in the ball game. Solarte's starting to find his bat again. He was 3 for 5. Pillar continues to hit. He was 1 for 5 in the ball game. Great to see Russell Martin get a hit. Gurriel continues to hit the ball well. He was 2 for 5 with obviously the greasy RBI, but we'll take it. You look at the pitching. Aaron Sanchez. Look, he was doing very well, but he hit a wall there late in the later innings. His line, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and only 2 strikeouts. And Aaron Sanchez, though, he picks up the victory. So I think he'll take it any day. Aaron Loop, yeah, he gets charged with an earned run on the play. Kind of a tough spell on him. Danny Barnes gives up the double and also walks a batter, but don't worry, he gets out of that. Tyler Clippard, as we've seen all season, has a clean 8th inning because Ryan Tepera has pitched in the last 2 days, so he gets the day off. Clippard fires in there, and what does he do? Strikes out the side. There you go. Like I said, we go to the 9th. Osuna gives up 2 hits. Don't you worry, closes the game down. His 7th save of the season, and his last save opportunity, he blew it. His last save opportunity, he blew it. And then you go to the Texas game, he gave up 3 hits and a run. Today he gave up 2 hits, but don't worry, he holds the fort and gets the save for the Blue Jays. They open up this series on the right note. They had a tough homestand, but they hit the road, and they started off well with a nice win against the Minnesota Twins. Game 2 tomorrow, Marco Estrada, Kyle Gibson. So we talked today about, Sanchez having great numbers and Lance Lynn having awful numbers. Well, it's flipped tomorrow. Kyle Gibson's 1-1 with a 3.33 ERA. Very good numbers early on in the season. And Marco Estrada, guys, we know 2-2 with a 6 ERA. So can he find a way to tame the Minnesota Twins? I mean, they broke out a little bit today. Hopefully he can contain them tomorrow. And if the Jays win tomorrow, they've won the series. They get out of their series losing streak, if you want to call it that. They've lost 3 in a row. They look for the series win tomorrow. And, hey, we've won 2 in a row. Let's enjoy that for now. The Jays are now 16-12. It looks a little bit better now that we've won a couple games in a row. All right, so guys, that is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video. You guys enjoyed this game. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of this game. Who's your player of the game in this one? Would you give it to Solarte, who was 3 for 5? Would you give it to Smokey for the big 2-run shot? Who would you give it to in this game? I don't know. I think everybody really chipped in this one, but I think Solarte, 3 for 5 with the big RBI late in the game. You might want to, I don't know. It's up to you guys. What you guys thought about that? What was the good things you saw from today? The bad things you saw from today? And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Raptors edition. Game 1. Eastern Conference semifinals, Raptors Cavaliers at the ACC, 8 p.m. tip-off there. I am pumped. I know you guys are jacked up as well. I can't wait to get game 1 under the way. And as for the Blue Jays, like I said, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night as well. Same time as today, 8:10 first pitch in Minneapolis, Minnesota at Target Field. Marco Estrada, Kyle Gibson. Let's go for 3 straight. We'll talk to you guys then.